All right, so this is our second video. I just wanted to show you, whoops, excuse me. These are the values you should have gotten, okay? So if you did this correctly, you should have gotten these values, all right? If you didn't, call me over. Make sure that you got these values in these areas. And a couple of things I wanted to show you. So in this column, you have all of your taxes. So you got taxed $34,595, $73,000, $27,000, etc. I would like the total amount of tax. So I would just simply sum all of these numbers up. That's easy. So this guy's got to pay, or girl has to pay, $154,000 in taxes. Yeah, that's what happens when you make a big amount of money. You got to pay a lot of tax. So $500,000 got taxed $154,369. So there's a couple of things I wanted to show you. There's something called, most people call it the effective, some people call it the average rate. All right? So the effective or average rate is the actual rate you were taxed on your $500,000. I'm just going to wrap that. Ooh, that looks terrible. So I'm just going to expand this column a little bit. Okay, perfect. And now, basically, if I looked at my $500,000, okay, I was taxed $154,000 on it. I can get the rate at which I was taxed. I can just simply say equals this number divided by, scroll up, this number. Press enter and convert that to a percent. This was the actual overall tax rate. So this person was taxed 30.87%. That's what some people call that the average rate, some people call that the effective tax rate. So you have all these marginal rates, and for this person, they come out to 30.87%. By the way, if this person, say this person was a millionaire, made $1 million, these numbers would all change, and that person's tax rate would go up because more money is being taxed on the marginal rate. Anyway, I also wanted to show you something else. There's a little bit of a problem with the way we did this formula, so I actually want to show you how to fix it. If I type in $100,000, I get a negative amount of money here. Well, there's something clearly wrong with that. Okay? So if I have $100,000, there's a problem. And the problem is that this number is way below these boundaries. So what we need to do is say, okay, B16 minus G23 is negative. Well, if this number is negative, what that means is that this person will not ever be taxed in this bracket because they didn't make enough money. So what we want to do is actually say, all right, well, if this is negative, then I want to put 0 in here. So I want to put max. I want to put a max formula in here. I want to say I want the maximum of that number or 0. And now that means, hey, guess what? You didn't make enough money to be taxed in this bracket, so you don't get taxed in that bracket. You're going to get a 0 for that. So if this number happens to be less than 0, the computer's going to report back the higher number, which is 0. Whoops, don't do that. Sorry. Hey, get rid of that. Okay, press enter. I need to do that for all of these cells in order for this to be usable for any amount of money. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and put max, comma 0, okay, max, comma 0, etc. Because I don't want the person getting taxed if they're not making enough money in that area. And I'm going to do this for all of them because this way, this actually becomes usable when you type in any value. This actually becomes usable. So for example, if I went back and typed in $20,000, all right, you can see you're not taxed at any of these marginal rates. You're only taxed at the 15% and the 10% rate. And then it'll calculate the effective rate. It's a very nice thing to have. So fix that up on your spreadsheet, and then you will be able to answer a lot of the other questions that come up on the next quiz.